Hey everyone, this is Charles of the God Principles. Just thought I'd give you something a little different. It's morning here in Cebu, Philippines. I just had an amazing night. I was out at an event last night at Eddie's Restaurante, reggae bar. You'll see the video up on the God Principles. I was there for the event to video it. And I'm also working with a group called Brothers in the Philippines to bring up a organization to help people navigate living in the Philippines. But that's not the purpose of this video. The purpose of this video is to show you how my life is different and how I live this lifestyle. I came home last night. I'm originally from Chicago, so I'm a foodie by nature. You know, we had great restaurants, so I'm always interested in trying new foods. I had an ostrich burger last night. You know, it's like, well, this is different. I've always heard about trying these different exotic meats, buffalo and all that stuff, and I'm still going through the list. So I'm leaving the club and there's this burger shack right outside in this like you know food court, but it's outside. And the owner is actually from California and he's married to a Filipino woman. And he had things up there like lamb burger, and I was looking and I saw ostrich burger. I said, ostrich? I didn't see that the last time. The lamb burger was delicious. I don't normally eat a lot of red meat. However, I will experiment. So anyway, I got the ostrich burger. I came home. It was fabulous. The meat he said it had to be cooked just right so it's not dry. It was juicy. It was delicious. It was red on the inside, red meat, but it was cooked red meat. It had the consistency of hamburger meat, but the texture of chicken. It didn't taste like chicken, it didn't taste like anything else, but it was delicious. I'm glad that I tried it. And I came home, and after I had the burger and stuff, I was so tired, I got on the internet, sent some messages out, I laid down, and I fell asleep on the couch. I'm actually still dressed in the clothes that I went out in last night. Excuse me, I'm getting my coffee right now. And I really wanted to give you all a behind the scenes look at how I live a day in the life of my lifestyle, because we all have different lifestyles here in the Philippines. And that's one of the things I try to show you is how we each have incorporated and lived this new way of life here in the Philippines. And it's a wide variety, believe me. One of the things that I have to do is I practice meditation in the morning. So right now I just finished my meditation. It's the first thing I do in the morning. It's like a ritual of mine. Like some people get up and exercise. I do my mental exercises first because I have to have mental clarity. It helps me process what happened last night. I got a lot to say about that and how I'm going to live the rest of my day. But I always focus on the meditation first. If you see here, right here, this is my vision board. If you ever listen to Steve Harvey, he said you shouldn't have a vision board. Now, on my vision board right now, because it changes as I accomplish things, it reminds me of a couple of things. Number one, be open to abundance. That prepares my mind to be open-minded to whatever comes, so that at least I look at it and say, do I say yes or do I say no? Because it's real important to live a spiritual lifestyle. I'm not talking religion, I'm talking spirituality here. To be open to whatever life brings your way. That's how you make money. There are ways for you to practice abundance and it will bring you the information you need to be financially successful, because that's what this is about, how we live a successful life, and money is an integral part of it. So anyway, my vision board has abundance. My goals are working on my YouTube channel to monetize it, generate 10K per month from digital marketing, and practice gratitude for whatever happens. And at the very end, one of my goals is to purchase a penthouse. I live very well right now. I'm sitting here in the dining room area of my townhouse in Cebu, Philippines, in Bayswater subdivision. You can Google it. It's a pool out there and everything else. I live very well. But to maintain this lifestyle, the first thing I gotta do is maintain myself. My mental health, my physical health, and my spiritual health. I don't have to do anything about prayer, because I've learned enough about prayer to know that God has already given me what I need, and I just have to apply it in my life. You know, there's a statement that says, if you give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. You teach a man a fish to fish, they'll eat for a lifetime. And I've learned that knowing how to live spiritually allows me to eat for a lifetime very abundantly, because it's opened my mind up to the opportunities that life is going to present to me. Now, as far as the club last night, it was like, and this is what I really wanted to share. Go back and watch it, because I'm gonna post the full video, and I'm probably gonna put some clips inside this video to show you what I was talking about. I tell this joke that says, this man he died and he went to heaven, and the angel was standing at the gates of heaven and says, okay, you can stay up here with the angels. The man looked up there at the angels, and they were laying around the clouds. It looked real boring. They were real relaxed and laid back. And the angel said, well, this is how we living up here. Now you can go down, get on that elevator, and you can check out hell, and then come back and make your decision. But you got to go down there. So anyway, the man gets on the elevator. He goes down, and he opens up, and it's a big ass party. People drinking, smoking, shooting pool, looking like they're having a great ass time. Great party, music playing, everything. So he gets back on the elevator, and he goes back up, and the angel says, well, what did you think? He said, it looks real boring up here. I want to go back down to hell. The angel said, okay, you made your decision. So he got back on the elevator, and he went back down. Only this time, when the gates opened, he saw people crying, banging on the walls, cussing, and it was a totally different environment. Anyway, the devil walks up, and the man says, devil, what happened? And the devil says, didn't you know? Yesterday was open house. Now the moral of that story is this. When I went to the club last night, it was like I was looking through a glass. It was like, you know how you be window shopping and you're walking around and it looks real nice, and then you go in and you purchase it, and then you see the real price. You know, you done ran up your credit card, you spent money you didn't intend to spend, that kind of stuff. But it also reminded me of my past, where I used to be very heavy into the club scene, very heavy in Chicago. I mean, the club scene was, I was in it for real. But I noticed something. I always noticed the same people in them clubs. And it was, I said, wait a minute, there's something wrong here. What I later found out was those people were living in misery. Look, it makes no sense. What I've learned at this point in my life, you can't say you're having a good time when you gotta drink something to make you feel better. And especially it tastes so nasty, you gotta put it in some sugar so you can wash it down. That doesn't make sense. I was drinking something that I really didn't like, pretending to be like everybody else. How about this one? People smoke cigarettes. Now they're vaping. Now what I understand now is that they're putting a chemical on their feelings. And it says, this caution, this can cause cancer. You cannot say you love yourself putting smoke in your lungs where air is supposed to be. That don't make sense. That just does not make sense. That's self-destructive behavior. You cannot say you love yourself and you're doing that. Hold on, I gotta get some more coffee. So that's what I'm seeing. Look, we have these jokes that we tell. Oh yeah, she was so fine, she'd make a blind man see. Yeah, they were, for sure. But they were all, some of them were so fine, they make a person that could see go blind. Those women were so gorgeous down there, I forgot to blink. It was that you know, my neck hurt from turning around and stuff like I'm been in The Exorcist, turning my head around because they were all over the place. But anyway, I'm just keeping it real with you. You talking about living in the Philippines. You're talking about, for a man, it's a candy store, for real. You can pig out if you want. But I also had to look at what are my values as a person. It's real important that you understand what you're coming into in this environment. I've had this discussion. Their culture is in a different time zone. Not only on the watch, I'm talking about in their development stage. In some ways, they're still in their infancy and they're practicing tribal customs that have been passed down for centuries. Like in some families, they marry the girl off to a better family to improve the consequences and circumstances for the bride's family. That's something out of Spain. This country was invaded by Spain, so they have these customs that they've adopted from other cultures. They still have cotillions here, coming out parties for their daughters, at least the middle class ones. Those are things that the African American community did when we were coming out of Mississippi and coming out of poverty from the South. The music here, they copy American music. You know, it's really strange. You need to go look at this. It's really strange to see a Filipino trying to sing like Bob Marley. It's like, well, to them, they're doing something. It's like, I heard the original, all right? So it doesn't have the same feeling and impact when I see somebody trying to copy it. I ran into something else too. Well, it's not here right now. If you're coming over here, registration of your SIM card. You're not going to be able to use the phone system on your cellular phone unless you contact your cellular provider and get a foreign plan, which is expensive, or if you move here, you're going to have to switch the SIM card that's in the phone. When you switch the SIM card, be sure and keep the old one because it still has your data on it, bank information, stuff like that. Also, when the SIM card goes out, you can't make a phone call unless you have a backup system. And that's what I'm going to share with you about right now. I have Wi-Fi, and I have both of them here, Converse and PLDT, because when one is down, I need to have the other one to work, and vice versa. I also have Skype. So now I can make Wi-Fi calls through Skype, and I can still make an outbound call, even though my Filipino number is not reachable at this time. But I don't really take calls on that no way. So I'm going to be going out here, having to go down into the mall, get a new SIM card, get it registered, so that I can use my phone when I'm out in the public. Because I became aware of I need to move around to the different economic areas. There's a place called Mactan Newtown, which is a upper echelon of the economic ladder here in the Philippines. It's a specially developed area for people who have climbed the ladder of success. A lot of foreigners live there. Successful Filipinos live there. So I'm going to be moving around and showing you life here in the Philippines. But I want to know, what do you want to know? What do you want to know? What are the things that you find of interest? And I also wanted to let you know, before I forget, we're launching Brothers in the Philippines. Now this organization, we're putting together services for those who want to come here. Like where you can live, where you can get an Airbnb, so that you don't get taken advantage of with your money because you don't understand the economic differences here. Like for instance, that ostrich burger with fries cost me 298 pesos. Now when you hear it expressed like that, it's like, well, how much is that? It's about $3. You can't even get McDonald's breakfast for $3. I mean, things here, so much things are such cheaper, but that exchange between an American dollar and a Filipino peso, I still have to do that math in my head. As a matter of fact, 1,000 pesos is about $18. That's my conversion that goes on in my head, and so 300 pesos is what? 1/6 of that. Anyway, that's what's going on. In the description, I'm going to suggest that you jump over to the Brothers in the Philippines link and subscribe, because there's going to be a lot more information coming out. There are going to be motorcycle trips. There are going to be boat excursions. We go out to have breakfasts once a month at different places in the Philippines. And if you're coming over here, we sure like to invite you along. That's the whole purpose of this. We just made living in the Philippines a whole lot better, not only for people visiting or retiring here, but for the Filipino community itself. So I want to thank you for watching this video. Click like, click share, subscribe. This is how I'm living. And I'm living a whole lot better life than I did in America. And I'm grateful for that. Y'all have a nice day.